Hi, today I'd like to go over the ONET online website with you to get you ready to complete your ONET scavenger hunt. This ONET stands for Occupational Information Network, and it is the nation's primary source of occupational information. It's an excellent tool for you as a career counselor. They keep everything updated, and it's just a great way for you to find out the most up-to-date information about the rapidly changing nature of work in the United States. So it explains over 1,000 occupations which cover the entire U.S. economy. It's free, it's continually updated, and it's developed and maintained by the U.S. Department of Labor. So you can see on the website that there's a lot going on, so I want to run through this with you very quickly. You'll notice that in the center right here, it explains a little bit about ONET. And so it talks about how you can use it for career exploration, for job analysis, for really looking at occupations in detail. So the way that they do that, I'm going to jump to another part of the website for you. You can see that it's quite a large website, and I want to show you this interactive content model. And this explains a little bit about the breakdown of what you're going to see when you actually start searching the occupations. So you can see there's 6 different categories, so to speak, for each of the occupations. The top 3 are listed by worker, so they talk about the skills and requirements needed for the worker to obtain the occupation. And then the last 3 down here talk about the requirement and the characteristics about that particular occupation. So that way you can see if it's a good fit between worker and occupation. And as you know, that's the first theory that we're studying, which is called trade and factor theory. So back to the beginning of the website, the home page. I look at this web page as divided into 4 main sections. There's a section on finding occupations, a section on advanced search, crosswalks, and then over here to the right, this going down the right side, you can see that there's information about what's been newly updated, so that's always good to look at. These 2 are interest inventories. One in purple is for anyone. This one is for veterans, and it's a handy tool if you're working with a veteran coming out of the service, because it connects skills that were used in the service to civilian work. And the bottom one are hot technologies. So these are not hot jobs, but hot technologies, hot skills that are really in demand right now. So that might be a good thing to search for some of your clients. So I want to spend a little time going over these 3 in particular, because these are the 3 that you'll spend most of your time as a career counselor using. So the first one is finding occupations. So this is just a way to look and for all similar occupations. So they're broken down into these categories. So the first category is bright outlook, and this is looking for jobs that have rapid growth and the biggest number of job openings. The next one are career clusters, and we'll be studying this in this course also, the different main categories of careers across the United States. The next one are green economy sector occupations, occupations that deal with preserving the economy, with renewable energy, those kinds of things. The next category are the big industries throughout the United States. The next category is job family, which is similar to job cluster, but a different way of looking at categorizing occupations. The next one is one that I think will be very helpful to you. It's called job zones, and that's the amount of preparation needed to obtain that particular job. And then the last one are STEM occupations, and hopefully you've heard of those. They're science, technology, engineering, math occupations in big demand. And in education, not on this website yet, but in education, they are now calling it STEAM, and they've added an A. Can you guess what A stands for? If you guessed arts, that's correct. And the research has really shown clearly that instruction in arts increases creativity, academic performance, creates motor skills, better motor skills, visual learning skills, and higher decision-making skills. So that is something that is being promoted in education. So then if you open this up, let's go to Bright Outlook Job, and we will open this up to Bright Outlook Jobs right here, Rapid Growth, and we will go to these occupations. And then let's open one up and just take a quick look. So here's actuaries. Do you know what that is? Let's find out. So we open up the actuary job, and you can see that it gives you so much information. It gives you a little definition of what it does, what it is, and then it talks about task and technology skills, knowledge, other skills needed, abilities, what's needed on the job in detail, job zone, remember that was the preparation, talks about education needed, if there's any credentials needed, interest, it aligns with Holland's codes there for you, work styles, work values, and then at the very bottom it gets into wages. We all want to know the salary, and it will even go to state and local wages for you. So it really gives you lots of excellent information about each one of these occupations. So back to the next category, advanced search. So this just is a different way of searching for careers. So you can see by looking at this, it's by characteristics. So let's say you have a client who is really good at oral expression, and he or she definitely wants a job that allows them to use that skill. So you could click on abilities, and then it will give you a list of abilities, oral expressions in there. You would click on that, and then all sorts of occupations would open up that maybe the client hadn't even considered yet. So it's just a really good way to look at skills by worker, and then down here by occupation. So then the next category is crosswalks. And crosswalks are to connect the classification systems that are used across the United States. So the military has its own numbering system for their occupations, as does education, as does the occupational handbook, as does the SOC, which are jobs that are often used in the federal government. Dictionary of Occupational Titles is a different classification system, and a relatively new one is RAPIDS, which is about apprenticeships. So if you know the occupational numbering for any of these, you can click on here, put it in, and it will connect you automatically to the information that's in ONET about that particular occupation. Handy way, if you know the occupation you want to search, if you know the code, put it in right here, click right here, and it takes you directly to it. So this is just a very interesting, useful website for you as a career counselor. So now I would like you to complete your scavenger hunt for this website. This is a personal scavenger hunt. It's going to be all about you and your occupation. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll review it once you're completed.